Okay, capability versus mobility. So this mission, I'm actually going to be carrying the submachine gun as opposed to the full-sized rifle, just because of the weight difference. The submachine gun is a lot lighter, and given the environment I'm going to be in, I'm not going to have to take really accurate long-range shots that I might need the long rifle. And a secondary reason I'm taking the submachine gun is that it uses pistol ammunition, which will allow me to interchange ammunition with my sidearm and my main gun there. And speaking of the sidearms, I'm actually going to be carrying the subcompact pistol as opposed to the full size you see here. That'll help me save a few ounces of weight. And as far as flashlights go, illumination, I'm going to forego the larger light you see here. It's very big and bulky and heavy. And like I said, every ounce is going to be counted on this mission. So instead of that, I'm going to be taking these two lights. This is going to be my tactical light, which I'm only going to use in tactical situations. This light takes 3 lithium batteries, which are extremely difficult to find these days. So this is going to be my primary light for utility purposes. As you can see, it has a built-in solar panel right here. So I don't have to worry about batteries with this one. I'm not going to be taking this radio. It's pretty big and heavy for this particular mission. So in lieu of that radio, I'm going to be taking something like this. Now, just look at the difference. Yeah, this gets a lot less range than this particular radio. This radio has more frequencies than this particular radio, but it's just going to be my team on a very small island, so this will fit the bill nicely, and it'll save me a lot of weight. The weight difference is immense comparing these two radios. Okay? I actually am going to take this full-sized knife. They call it a fighting knife, but I have never personally used a blade, this particular blade, to fight with. My instructors used to say, and I believe in this wholeheartedly, in a knife fight, nobody wins. I mean, an infected person is basically a walking biological weapon, and I don't want to get within touching distance of something like that. But what I will use this knife for is everything else. Mainly splitting wood. This knife is pretty big and full-sized for a knife, but compare that to a hatchet or an axe, which is normally used to split wood. I'll use this to split wood and save a few pounds for not having to carry a hatchet. Food and cooking. This is the regular burner that we use around the camp. As you can see, it's pretty bulky. I mean, that takes up a lot of space in a rucksack. Before going, this burner for this little stove I have here. I mean, look at the size and weight difference you see there. Compare that compared to that. This burner is a lot smaller than that burner, so this bigger one would be able to heat something up really quickly compared to this one. But again, mobility here versus capability here. And this mission is weight sensitive, so I'm going to be carrying the smaller, lighter, and less capable stove you see here. Some other things that I'm going to be bringing, of course, my hydration pack and a neutral color sponge. This sponge can be used to soak up any water, especially dew in the morning. Any morning dew, you use a sponge, soak it up, wring it out into your canteen, and water is easily collectible with this sponge here. Something else, I have a little tube here. Inside this tube are pre-1964 coins, something we've been using as currency in this part of the country. Not sure if everybody is doing it, but around here, the old money, old paper money, and modern coins aren't worth anything. But anything 1964 or earlier, dimes and quarters were made out of 90% silver. So we're using these as our form of currency for trading goods, in addition to straight across bartering. Got everything you need in here, but they're heavy because of the water weight. There's a lot of water in an MRE, whereas these freeze-dried meals don't have any water, a lot lighter than the MRE. Again, mobility versus capability. Got your standard stuff, got your gloves, bandages, betadine solution. I generally don't like to use betadine or hydrogen peroxide because it's cytotoxic, which means that it kills living cells, which can actually prolong a wound from healing. I have a syringe here. I use this syringe for wound irrigation. Basically, you can put some clean water or a diluted betadine solution if the wound is extremely dirty. And then you just squeeze this into the wound and it'll irrigate the wound for you. Got your bandages here, hemostat, tweezers, suture kits. A lot of people have suture kits, but I like to use these as a last resort only. If there's another method to close a wound, say steri strips or butterfly bandages, I highly recommend using that rather than suture kits, because suturing is very messy and it's very invasive to the wound. Okay, and so that's the basic first aid kit that I'm going to be bringing along. Got your chem light for signaling, and in this pouch is my extra ammunition. Like I said, all pistol ammo, because I'm be carrying the submachine gun that takes pistol ammo and it's redundant with my sidearm. So all pistol ammo in this pouch here. More pistol ammo. And then at the very bottom, I've got my friendly signal panel. This is used to identify my position to other friendlies. I also have the emergency blanket, and to be honest with you, I hate this thing. It works okay, but I mean, if you can hear it, it's like sleeping on a bed of cornflakes. So that's it for the equipment that I'm going to be bringing. I hope I explained everything sufficiently as far as mobility versus capability, and how you have to balance that out for every mission, depending on the mission's length, distance, and duration. So once I get back, I hope I'll be able to take some footage of the mission while I'm actually on it for you all out there. When I get back to the main island, I'll splice that together for you guys and hope you can enjoy that. Alright? Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in about 4 weeks.
First strike, maintain your position. Alright, we'll pop up now, folks. Also, Red 1, be advised, the tank has started up there, Jack, across the
Eagle 17, Nightmare 26. Nightmare 26 is at the objective. We're beginning our insertion.